fire because it makes living easy. And visionaries don't want to live easy. We want it smooth, or we want the power, but I don't want to be conveniently embraced to the point that it don't attract and pull out brilliance from my mind or my attitude or my creativity. And whenever you feel that the convenience is going to make you forget the brilliance, something in you rises up because you no longer want to be the runt. See, how many of you understand vision changes your personality? It doesn't just make you a positional leader. It's not a matter of, I'm the pastor. Or, I'm the teacher. I'm this. You know what I'm saying, Don? All of you, Sherry, Tanya. You know what I'm the pastor. You don't want honor because of the position. Honor me because of my belief. Because, see, that makes you the leader in yourself, not because you're in charge. It's because you took charge of something that was once painful, and God blesses the painful. He blesses the wounded with dreams. He blesses the wounded with a confidence. He blesses the blind with light. See, it's more to vision than being put in charge as a pastor or whatever. It's more than being over the church and people honor you because you are in charge, but you have no vision. And the word says, in these last days, I'm gonna pour out my flesh, I'm gonna pour out my spirit on all flesh, and you're going to have vision and dream dreams. And what happens is the wounded and the blind and those with the inner child that's been stepped upon, he gives you a brilliance, not just I'm brilliant, but it's something that puts you in charge, and he gives you the authority to say, how dare you come and disrespect my belief. Not just your belief in God, but your belief in yourself and what you're meant to give the whole world. Because when you believe, you find out I do have something to contribute to the whole world. Now, some of you may not be where I'm at yet, and some of you may not understand what I'm talking about, but some of you do. Yeah, I'm going to pour out my spirit. And those of us who were wounded or who grew up lacking that stableness of how to stand. Because sometimes we're taught how to act, but not how to be. We'll tell people, tell Jesus you love him, but you don't know him. And so, you say, I love Jesus, but you don't know him because you're taught what to say. You're taught what to say. Before that, you got to do the inner work. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's what happens. It's like you get trained how to act, but not how to be. You get told what to say, but not how to see. You get told what to hear, but not how to think. And so life is an act. You grow up saying, I love Jesus, but you don't know him. You grow up saying this, but you don't know it. They say, believe in yourself, but you don't know how. They say, do this, but you don't know what. So you grow up and become a man or a woman, and you get married, and you go to college, and you get jobs, knowing how to act the part that you don't believe in. But there comes a moment where God comes in, and he pours out his spirit on your flesh, not just so you can shout, but he pours himself into your consciousness. He pours himself into your wound, into your discombobulation and your conundrums and your problems. He pours himself into it. And he dreams a dream through you, and you find yourself believing in something that you once hated. And it's not a matter that you believe that you could do this thing. You're finally believing that you are all right. The dream is for you to finally accept that I am all right Because family, you could feel like I don't know what and still get fed. But people don't know every time you go to bed, you're not feeling right. You're not feeling right. So a lot of things that's in the heart of a visionary is not mean. But they're not going to accept you second guessing them. Oh, I know what I'm talking about, because if you second guess me, it's like, you know what? You can't walk with me. Because I can't allow anything to second guess me. I can't allow anything to walk in a fear that I walked out of. I can't let you be with me with a fear I'm not considering. I can't let you bring me into that because I don't like the taste. I've tasted that before and I don't like the taste. You understand? Oh, that's right. People don't know vision is reprogramming you to confidence. When you walk in your vision, you're just not walking to do something and it's over and then you wait for the next thing to go do. You're not just walking it out and waiting for the next thing to go do. No. You're forever. When you discover your purpose, you discover your forever. You discover your forever. That's right, Don. It's a new DNA. When you activate the divine DNA within you, you discover your eternity. And God becomes a different man. No longer is he the guy you read about, but it's your father. It's your father. It's not just somebody it's not just Jesus' daddy anymore. It's your father. All of a sudden, he's not just the father of Jesus, but he's the father of you. And when you discover that God is your father, something happens to your body. Something happens to your consciousness. And you're just not thinking religious or Christian or what I'm saying. You're not just thinking heaven and hell and I'm going to church and then it's like this and then I'm going to heaven and then I do this to please the Lord. After a while, you become a living thought of God. You've always been. That's right. You discover that God is perfectly okay with you and it puts something in you. It's not just an energy that you're trying to believe. It's unforced. You have it. You're not just trying to believe it. You have it. And it permeates through your attitude. It's not, that's right. It's not just you trying to do something. All of a sudden, you become the vision. And anything that can't walk with it, it's like, I can't taste it. And that's why he said, I came to bring a sword and not peace. It's not just destroying relationships because somebody goes to church and the other one doesn't. He's exposing the motive of relationships. See, every relationship is not a relationship. It's just people walking with you until they figure out where to go next. He begins to expose, why are we together? He begins to expose, what is it pain that brought you here or presence? What put you here? Because you feel ugly, so you need to find somebody that you think is uglier so you can feel beautiful? What is it? What is it? Is it because somebody is paying for the sodas and the drinks? What is it? After a while, the kingdom begins to expose the motivations of why we're together. Are we connected to the same behavior or the same vibe that causes us to converse with one another? Or are we here waiting for the next bus? Because some of us are with one another waiting for the next bus. And when the next bus comes, we're on it. So why are we together? This is the inner leadership that I'm talking about. Now, some of us understand and some of us may not. That's right. Dismantle the deception of the program. That's right. And that's what the kingdom does. It dismantles the deceptions that causes us to be friends. Because some of us are not friends. Some of us are not one. Some of us are unequally yoked through our vibration. Yeah, because some of us are believing and it's shifting us, while others are just receiving from what you're believing, but they're not becoming what you become. They're just receiving from what you're believing. You're believing and becoming, and they're receiving, and they're sapping the strength and drinking the water because you're the only water available. You're the only meat available. And they don't have to like the meat, but because there is no other food, they eat what they don't like. You understand? It's not just about ministry. It's about vibration and energy and purpose, man. That's the inner leadership that I'm talking about. So how many of you right now, before I get off of this thing, you're becoming a leader? You're becoming a leader, not just over people, but over your own dysfunctional servants that once lived in you. See, that is what God is looking for, those who are leading the charge over their own dysfunction, not to be a leader of just in charge of people, but to lead beyond your dysfunctional friends that once lived in you, your dysfunctional brain, your dysfunctional mind. That's right. I'm leading myself. And when you lead yourself through the darkness, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Because you're walking and you become contagious and you begin to look like light. And when you look like light, people who have darkness will follow the light. The light is leading them, and not just your attitude or the position, but it's the light. Because there are some who have the position but no light. And so people honor the position, but they're still in darkness because they can't see the light. And then some of you don't have the position, but you have light. So are you a leader? Is your own dysfunctions listening to your convictions? And is your dysfunctions becoming saved because you're convinced? And that's what, when the word says you would be saved in your house. Now we can read that and look at, oh, my cousin gonna be saved, mama and them gonna be saved, buddy and them gonna be saved. Look at the look. So you say buddy and them gonna be saved? No, it's when your dysfunctions become victorious because they finally believe in your conviction. And see, what happened is my dysfunctions started to believe in my conviction, and they got saved. And when your dysfunctions get saved, you become a master of your path. Well, how did you become a master? It's not because you studied. It's because your dysfunctions believe in you. When your dysfunctions embrace your convictions, it expands you into who you've always been. Your dysfunctions say, we don't like the way we're living. You see, this is why Jesus could speak to things and it would follow him, because his words believed in him. Some of us, our words don't believe us. We'll say we want to do something, and all of a sudden we'll get tired and full of distractions. Why? Because your own words know you don't mean it. And we're not going to allow you to waste our time. So those inner words will make you tired, because your inner self knows you are not meaning what you are saying. But when you are convicted and when you have it, your dysfunctions will rise to the occasions, and they'll say, oh, she's really convinced. We are going to grow. And your dysfunctions die because the convictions are true. Your conviction is real. And it creates an energy around you that catapults you into new places. We call it the heart. When the heart believes it, it will free you. Not when God believes it. But when your heart believes you, it will